So welcome to day 14 of this Reconnect yoga series where we're reconnecting with our bodies, just taking a little bit of time to really drop into being here in this body, in this life, right now, and reconnecting with ourselves, and just learning to love and trusting our bodies. And great if you already do. And this is just a confirmation of that. And I think just reaffirming our love and trust for ourselves and our bodies is a great daily practice. That's why I'm offering it. So yeah, lovely to see you. And hi Claire, hi again. Ah, that's good. Okay, let's start. And I'm really hoping it doesn't echo again. So making your way onto your mat if you're not already, and you can nice comfortable seat. I'll move. Let's see what we can see there. I'll move a little bit more over here. Maybe have a bit less of the sofa. Okay, so let us begin. So feeling yourself just resting, beginning to settle into this position on the mat or the chair, wherever you are. And start to feel yourself drop, connected. Feeling centered. And with the breath, we'll feel into how your body is right now. Your sit bones, your legs, feet, connected to the earth. And around your sacrum, your belly, your lower spine, and your ribs. And feeling a lengthening with the breath. So as you inhale, creating space through your spine. And your upper spine and your chest, shoulders and neck. Down through the arms, your hands. Around the head. Really relaxation, especially on the exhale as you breathe out around your brow and face and your jaw. Feel a softening around your eyes and back of the neck, shoulders. With the exhale, you might want to soften around your hips. And placing one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Breathing into your abdomen. And feeling the hand expanding, the belly expanding under the hand, ballooning out, and then gently, softly contracting back towards the spine as you exhale. And breathing into your chest, expanding, opening, and exhale. Just gently back to the spine as you breathe out. Breathing into the belly and then out. And into the chest and out. Keeping this flow of breath moving under your hands. Feeling your hands creating a warmth in these areas. And feeling of healing, softness. And saying to ourselves, I love and trust my body. I love and trust my body. I love and trust myself. I love and trust myself. And slowly placing your hands down on your knees. And so with the breath, moving your spine from side to side. So you're snaking up through your spine. So we're moving the shoulders and then the lower spine, your lumbar spine. So you're creating a wave from side to side. So really breathing into this movement. Gentle, soft breaths. You can start to accentuate the movement a little bit more. Moving over to the side and then dropping the shoulder. Coming up and around. Maybe dropping the shoulder to the other side. So we're bringing in a little bit of a rotation as well. That's lovely, just keeping this flow. That's great. So back to side and start to reduce the movement until you're coming to stillness with your heart resting over your pelvis and your head resting over your heart. More carefully drop the head down. So looking at your feet and then circling the head around. Exhaling down. Inhale up. Taking these lovely, full, steady breaths And then the other way. Circling your head around. Nice and gently. And then coming back to center, looking down at your feet and up again. And then forwards and backwards with the head. And we'll start to bring in the shoulders a little bit. Just being careful with the back of your neck. I know I didn't actually mention that with the circles, but it's really always really important to be careful with the back of the neck. And we'll start to, bring the shoulders in a little bit more, your thoracic spine, forwards and backwards. Lovely. So keeping this flow. Wonderful. Flowing through. Exhale. Inhale up, and as you inhale, bring the arms back. And then exhale, reaching the arms forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. You might reach them quite high now. Inhale. Exhale. Flexing the hands. Inhale. Flexing the hands back. Inhale. Flexing hands forwards. And actually, let's do the hands the other way as we go back. So inhale. Flexing the palms forward. And in this case, the backs of the hands are going backwards. That's lovely. One more time. Forwards. And then backwards and clasping behind. My big cushion. Opening up. And just move from side to side, rocking out your shoulders. Might be some lovely creaks in your spine. I know that's what I'm like. Opening up. Then leaning forwards, you could lift up your shoulders, stretching out. Lift up your palms, your hands, stretching out your shoulders. And inhale up, coming through. Bring the hands forward. So turning the clasp around. Your palms are away from you. Fingers together, stretching out. Lovely. And then reaching up and from side to side. So with the breath, gentle movements side to side. Lifting up, stretching up, bring the hands out, lifting the palms up, the arms back up, and then down for a rest. Hands in Namaste. Opening up the arms again, palms up, forward, down and back. So we're rotating around, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up. Remember, you could be at your own pace. Forward, down, back, down, forward, up. Lifting up and taking hold of your right wrist in the left hand, stretching, really stretching over to one side. Then back to center. The left wrist in the right hand and stretching over to the side. And back to center and releasing the hands. Oh, it's quite strong on the arms, wasn't it? And then rolling shoulders. And back again. That's lovely. Okay, so we better release our legs. We've been sitting for quite a while. Hands behind. And then gently rocking from side to side. Lovely. That's nice. And then back to center. Perfect. Okay, let's bring the feet together and the knees apart in Baddha Konasana. This time, have your feet together and then we're going to lift and shift forward. So we're quite close, so the heels are quite close to your pelvis. And we're just gently rock or doing whatever feels nice. Some circles are quite nice, actually. Taking circles to ease out your kind of groin area. So it's kind of like a bit of a stretch often in that area. So that's usually the place. And the other direction if you're doing circles, but you could be moving from side to side or keeping still. Lovely. Really nice. And then coming to stillness. Let's just stretch out the legs for a moment. And coming forwards and backwards. Taking some circles of the feet. And then gently coming back up. So we're going to come onto all fours, as we do. My socks are neat. Hands below the shoulders and knees below the hips. And let's begin by moving in any way that you would like to move this morning. So just finding your own movements. Remember that you can be engaging your core area, taking circles. So with the breath, finding all your different movements. Really focusing, remembering this is a meditation on reconnecting with your body. Breath is an amazing portal into that connection. The breath is, as we breathe, just gently, quietly relaxes the nervous system, makes us more present with whatever's with us. So that can be it's a way to connect with ourselves a little bit more. And then we'll start to move into the forward cobra type posture, moving the hands forward a little bit more. Inhaling and then exhaling to the child version of child. Your buttocks probably won't be going down to your calves or heels, but just reaching back and then inhale forward, exhale back. And again, you can be going at your own pace. It doesn't have to be my speed. Lovely. And on the next exhale, we're going to come back into half downward dog. So turning your toes around Easing back to half dog, bending the knees. Then inhale, stretching up into an acute dog, really, really high. And then lowering down into the full expression of downward dog while walking out your heels. And just relaxing your head, your neck, maybe taking a few nods, shakes of the head, just really release out the neck. And lowering down and coming into neutral spine in your tabletop position. We'll ease back the right leg and just rock back here, the right leg. Lifting up the leg, giving it a little bit of a shake. And then bringing your leg through. This time, let's put it on the outside edge of the hands, just to be different. So we're opening up the hip a little bit more this time. But do put it in between your hands if you don't want to open your hip up so much. So inhale forward, exhale back. Yeah, between the hands keeps your hip in alignment. So it's, yeah, keeping it hip width, your knee. Sorry, it keeps your it's less of a hip opener is what I'm trying to say. So if it's in between your hands, your knee is in alignment with your hip and your foot, but in this case we're opening up a little bit more. So you're exhaling back, inhale forward. Lovely. Placing your left hand down, your right hand up, coming into the twist and reaching your arm back, placing it on your sacrum or somewhere like that and opening up. So you're dropping out your knee a little bit for this hip opener. If you're following me. Then the arm going back and then bringing it down. And you can either stay here or you can come down into lizard. I'm actually going to stay up here, but I'll just show you lizard briefly. You can have a mudra with your palms together and your thumbs are at your third eye. Or you can stay up. I prefer not to stretch my hip that much. So just being here with breaths, either down or staying up. And then slowly coming back, bring yourself back up if you're down, realigning your foot so that it's hip width, turning the back leg, just easing back in runner's lunge. And then we'll come up into a high lunge with the hands at the heart. So nice straight back leg, knee is over ankle. Lovely. And then the arms going up, Prana Mudra. Opening up the chest, engaging your core, pelvic floor. Hands to the heart. And then lowering down the hands, we're going to bring the foot forward so that we're in our pyramid again. So we've done this before. So your feet are not too far apart and you're really stretching into the back of your front leg. That's lovely. And we'll come into the balance again. So we're lifting up the back leg, holding just a tripod here. Now, if you wish and you'll feel confident in this, you can lift up the left arm and you're coming into half moon, which is really strong. So actually, I'd usually advise to have a block here so that you actually up a little bit further like this. It actually looks better, doesn't it, as well? I'm up on my fingers. And if you're doing that with me, then place your hand back down and then back your foot back down. And then slowly, being careful of your back, coming up and stepping to the front of the mat. So that was quite strong. I snuck that one in. Actually, I wasn't planning it. But if you, hopefully enjoyed it if you did it. And then bring your hands to the heart. And just take a moment of stillness here in mountain. You could have your hands down by the side. Just, one side for a moment. And just taking a few movements forwards and backwards and side to side. Maybe some circles. Lovely. Then bring the hands to the heart. Let's reach out the arms and then back to the heart and then down into Uttanasana, forward fold, stretching forward. Inhale, flat back and exhale, fold forward. Breath in and we'll step back to down dog. Just walk out the dog if you wish, or holding your dog for a moment. And lowering the knees down into cat. So if any of these are too strong for you, because sometimes I know I go on about gentle yoga and then I often put in the stronger things. But if it ever feels like it's not okay, please don't do it. Just opt out of whatever if it doesn't feel all right. So we're going to ease back the left leg now and do the sequence on this side. So this series, all my yoga really, but this series is especially just about listening to your body. So it's about doing what feels right for your body. And it'll be different for everyone. So making sure that you just listen to yourself, your body. And then we'll lift up the leg, give it a shake, and place the left hand on the outside edge of the hand. Inhale forward, exhale back. Nice deep breaths as we ease into your hamstrings and your hip. Then coming forward, keeping the right hand down, the left hand coming up into the twist. And then the hand stretching behind. Lovely. Placing it on the sacrum, opening up a little bit. Beautiful. Taking a few breaths, arm behind, and then down. A few breaths in all that was. It wasn't a few breaths at that point. So we're going to move into the lizard if you want to. So you're either coming down like this, really stretches out your hip. Otherwise, if you're with me, you can just stay up and just breathe into your hip, strong enough stretch. You can always use blocks, anything like that. This feels enough for me. Lovely. Okay, and then bring yourself back up, realigning your foot so that it's hip width, and then stretching out the back leg, lifting up in runner's lunge, And then coming up a bit higher into the high lunge, crescent lunge. Hands at the heart. Lovely. Knees over ankle. And then lifting up into the full expression. This is the crescent lunge, prana mudra, so connecting us to all beings, the whole universe. This is the energy mudra. It's really energy coming in to our bodies, out of our bodies, really connecting. And hands down to the heart. Lovely. And then slowly being careful of your back, you're coming forward and bringing the back leg in, so you're in this pyramid, stretching out the front leg. Get some lovely leg stretches in these yoga classes, yoga sessions we're doing. I hope you're feeling it, feeling the difference if you've been following every week or every day. So deep breaths into the stretch, and then placing your hands further forward. I'm going to stay up on my fingertips. You could have blocks. You could have your hands flat on the mat. And then lifting up the back leg. So this might be enough. And this was all we were going to do today, but I could then sneakily put in half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. But making sure your back leg, as much as possible, is parallel with the mat, if you can feel into that. And then if you're coming into half moon for a moment, we're just really engaging your core, like fully. Those abs need to be nice and strong. Your shoulders are stacked on top of each other. Lifting up the arm, top arm, stretching up. So from the heart chakra down to the earth, up to the sky. And you might be looking up at your top arm. And then placing the hand back down, bringing the feet to the front of the mat, hip width apart, lowering down Uttanasana. And then slowly bring yourself up, releasing the hands down from Namaste. And here we are at the front of the mat. Let's move forwards and backwards, side to side. I'm really noticing you might feel more balanced now because you've done both sides. And then coming back to center. That's lovely. Hands at the heart. And gently bring yourself down into Uttanasana, the forward fold. Inhale, lengthening flat back, so your hands are on your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Breath in, and then step back, down dog. Lowering the knees down. Inhale, upward cat. And exhale back into child. Let's rock here in child. Lovely. Okay, so we'll make our way down onto our backs. So we're coming to a slightly relaxed part of the session. So we won't be so long in Shavasana. Unfortunately, I had a slow start this morning, so yeah, we'll run over a little bit, but we won't run over too much. And the the feet are planted on the mat and the knees facing the ceiling to begin with, the sky. And placing your feet to the edge of the mat, and we'll rock from side to side so you've got this wide twist. Just keeping your breath. Now your breath can become quite relaxed. And back up. So your knees are above, facing the ceiling, your feet hip width apart, and then draw one knee and then the other into the chest and rock from side to side. Let's stretch out. It's going to take a full body stretch. Right from your fingers to your toes. And then draw the knees into the chest again. Bringing the feet up and taking hold of your feet or behind your your thighs. I just make things up. I was going to say ankles. I know what I'm talking about. And then gently rock in happy baby. If you wished, you could stretch out wide, taking hold of your toe, big toe, or between the thighs. You're giving yourself a bit of a wide leg stretch again. It's nice. And then bringing the feet together, knees apart in Supta Baddha Konasana. And resting for a moment here. This reclined cobbler. And down into Shavasana. So taking a few moments of deep rest here in Shavasana. Feeling your body held and heavy, supported by the mat, the earth beneath the mat. Feeling the weight of your covers or your clothing on your body. And that sense of the front of your body resting on the back of your body. Relaxing the breath. And you could place one hand on the heart space, one hand on your belly. I love and trust my body. I love and trust my body. I love and trust myself. I love and trust myself. And then you can bring the knees up again into the chest. Move around. Taking a back stretch. And then over onto your side. But of course, please stay resting if you need to rest more, because this wasn't very long. And slowly up into seated. Taking a few deep breaths. And then hands to the heart. Namaste. And thank you so much for joining me. It's really lovely. Even with our hiccup, or my hiccup this morning, it's just so nice to, yeah, it's just so nice to be here with you practicing yoga. I just got that sense actually when I just came up and the sun was shining. I was just like, I just want to live in a warm country and be like immersed in yoga practice all the time. I think I finally got into my got into my age in my life where I'm ready just to to drop into being an ashram or something. I was a bit of a wild youth. Like I just was like wanting to do all these fun party stuff and things like that. And actually I'm just like, oh, I'm just ready for that time in my life when I'm just like yoga all the time and just meditation. It's actually really nice. I feel like I'm growing up. I think it's because my boy. Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing a bit of a share. Yes, because my boy's 23 now, and I didn't end up having any more kids, which is really sad. But also, has left me with this time of just like, oh, I could do a lot more yoga. So Daryl, we've had this before. I've had this before on live stream. So Daryl has said, please can you show feet close up? Yeah, so we've had that before. It's obviously a little foot fetish. So it's actually a thing. Thanks, Daryl. Okay. So I hope you're all okay and you've had a lovely practice and you're having a happy Sunday. So if you'd like to join the channel, there's a join button down below. And that means you can join in on classes like this. So we'd kind of like meet on Zoom and connect in that way. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Claire. So nice to have you here. You've been turning up every day. It's great. And so that's the membership program. It's really quite cheap. And also, if you would like to join my mailing list, it's in the description. Basically, it's on my website, which is, you can find it really easily, yogawithjoy.co.uk. And join the mailing list because you get to find out about these things and all sorts of stuff like my yoga holidays in different countries, things like that. Okay. Well, lots of love to you all and have a really good day, and love to everyone who's watching this later. I do think of you as we're doing these. So you're in my thoughts, definitely. Feels like you're with us. So I'm going to end the stream now. Lots of love.